What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. I done watched that fight like 4 times, man, and it go back to the 5 P's. They taught us this growing up young, and proper preparation prevent poor performance. I think Crawford was way more prepared to fight Errol Spence than Errol Spence was prepared to fight Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence was just prepared to fight. And see, don't get me wrong, Derrick James still one of the best trainers out there, but this is a wake-up call for him. You don't prepare for everybody, especially when you fighting the upper echelon fighters. You got to prepare for that fighter, not just to fight. And it seemed like they had one game plan and they were just dead set sure that one was going to work. And you got to bring at least three game plans in when you got a fight of that magnitude. And I think I'm just gonna keep saying it. Probably I think some of that come from Derrick James having his mind on too many people big fight. And you gotta always remember when your bread got buttered. Spence come first. And to be honest with you, when a fight that big, he should have made that top priority and either had somebody else. Work with them other guys. Do whatever you gotta do to give him full focus and pay close attention to this fight, because before he had all those fighters, he was way more attentive to all aspects of people that Earl was fighting. And I just seen an arrogance coming about Derrick James that wasn't there at first. I mean, the humble guy left, and this is what happened, this is gonna be a good wake up call. He probably finna have a bad year. He got another big fight coming up with Canelo, and as much as I like Mel, going up 2 divisions fighting Canelo, I mean, it's gonna get rough. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get rough up there. But all I can say is, he definitely needs some help. And yeah, Earl would have now lost the fight. Ain't no doubt about that. But you could see, Ray Charles could see Terrence Crawford fight plan, and see Crawford was ready for all Spence tails. Crawford got him too, but you got to be prepared for him. And I just don't think they looked at film as much as Crawford looked at film on them. And when he came out, he came out and fought Spence fight. He basically took his style to some degree and fought him the way he fought everybody else, with a strong jab and big punches behind it. And the difference was, every mistake Spence made, if not, it wasn't that he capitalized on it that was so important. The important part was he was looking for it. I remember the first mistake he made. That's when he got the first knockdown. You could see Bud eyes light up, because he been training and looking for that, man. That's film study. That's fighter specific. And hey man, when you at the upper echelon level, you can't take a fighter like Terrence Crawford for granted. Especially when you had but maybe 2 fights in 4 years. I mean, it's time to get off that ass and get back in the ring and start fighting. Because I noticed these guys too comfortable sitting out the ring for years. Fuck it. And this is what happened. That's what happened. So what it is, time to make a decision. If you're gonna continue to fight, then you gotta continue to fight. If this ain't the man, if this ain't number one, then leave it the fuck alone, or it's gonna be a lot more of that. Because the competition only get bigger and better. Except if you're gonna start taking a tune up. And shit, I mean, if you're gonna be standing out the ring for years at a time, look like you might need one. So like I say, man, I'm always rock with my man. Really real talk, man. I think he reminds me of my son. I'm telling you, hard-headed as hell. This is that learning experience. Since can't nobody tell you shit, this is how you gotta find out sometime. And I think he gonna be a better fighter and a better man for it. Trust me. Crawford did him a favor that's gonna last in the rest of his life to some degree. I believe that. You're gonna respect your opponent from here on out. And especially in a big fight like that, you and Derrick James gonna treat it like what it is, and not like another walk in the park. And Hell, I thought it was gonna be one shit, Bud wasn't bullshitting in there, and I know Spence can fight better than what he did. That I know. He looked rusty, his timing looked off, and I think he felt it too. One thing about boxing, shit, you don't get to get no, can't nobody sub in for you, and you get your mind right. It's on the cracking once that thing gets started. So I'm telling you, man, this wasn't nothing but a good learning experience. Errol Spence will be fine. Ain't got shit to do with no car accident, all that stuff. Everybody want to be Dr. Zeus and all. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It got something to do with inactivity in that ring and Derrick James coming with a weak ass fight plan. I'm sorry, and DJ still my man. Earl still my man, but the truth just is what the fuck it is. And I think Earl gonna be a much better fighter and a much better man for that. And the next person getting that ring with him, they gonna pay for this, even if it's Bud. Next time he come back, he gonna dot his I's and cross his T's, and start looking at film on your opponents. Bud been watching every fight Spence had. This was his fight right here, and he shined. I gotta give it to him. He shined. I will never doubt that brother again. I won't doubt Spence either, because I know Spence. He taught Spence a good motherfucking lesson. This what it is. Don't ever be anxious and chase no money. Because that's what it likes. Like I said, I had the shit backwards. I really thought it was Bud cashing out, but shit like it was Spence chasing that money, because he was the one been out the ring a long time, and he was rusty, and Crawford didn't give him a time to work through it, because the first and second round was fine till you got knocked down. And sometimes I don't know if that happened to Spence, but shit like that can get in your head and it take you off your game. But the bottom line is, next time he'll prepare right, prepare better, and be all the way ready. And gotta have some counter strategies. I just seen one strategy that night. I just felt like the first game plan wasn't working, and I didn't see the second one. I had made a video about this shit a couple of weeks back, and I was saying, if Crawford fight from the southpaw stance, his right hand is his strong hand. He can beat you up with that right hand if you ain't careful, and that's exactly what the fuck he did. People talk about how he get bust up that damn straight right jab. That jab is basically a straight right when he turn that way. If you can't slip it and get up under it and do something and and bang him and make him put it back in his pocket. Hey, he just beat Spence at his own game that night. But Spence will be back. He'll be back a lot. If he come back, I know he's mentally strong enough. I have no doubt about that. I mean, people may have, this ain't the first time he lost a fight. I'm sure he lost fights in the amateurs and stuff like that too. It's just been a while, but this won't make him get back on his game. I really believe that. It's going to be. I'm telling you, man, it's going to, in the end, it's going to be the best thing that could happen for him. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.